Imagine your child sitting through a contentious divorce proceeding or being nearby when you had to testify in a trial, things that would be traumatic for a child. Well, in the Maleng Regional Justice Center, there's a safe place for kids whose parents have business in the courthouse. A watercolor picture, a board game with friends, a story from a puppet. Things that many kids in daycare might take for granted. But this is a different daycare. Housed in the Maleng Regional Justice Center, it's designed to shelter kids from what can be a harsh reality.
Both parents have apparently allowed 12-year-olds to make adult decisions.
Mark Hillman is a Unified Family Court Commissioner.
I may hear domestic violence orders, petitions for protection orders. Anything that touches and concerns families is what I do.
Both of these children have the right to have a good relationship with both parents, and they should not be placed in the middle of this conflict.
The daycare is a temporary shelter from conflict. Parents involved in any type of court proceedings, whether they're litigants or witnesses, can bring their kids here while they're in court.
We don't want children involved in the litigation process. Study after study has shown that children cope okay with divorce. What they don't cope okay with is the conflict between the parents.
When someone comes into court with a child, we can say, you know, you can't have your child with you, you need to take the child to daycare. And it takes a few minutes to get the child signed in. It costs, I believe, $5, and they waive the cost if you can't afford it.
1, 2, 3.
The care is provided by licensed staffers from the Children's Home Society, trained experts in child development.
The court provides the facility, then we provide all of the staffing and the daily operations of the center, and it's a great partnership for us.
And there's more to the partnership. The daycare is funded through donations, not tax dollars. It started with a grant from the John and Bobby Bridge Foundation.
These families don't need additional stressors. Many of the mostly women who are coming in with children, of course, are applying for domestic violence protection orders. Making that decision alone is traumatizing. The idea of having a safe place where your child can at least be taken care of just takes an enormous pressure off.
Kids don't need to hear what happens in court. You know that there's somebody that's going to take care of them. You don't have to worry about getting a daycare or babysitter before. You just know that you got to be a little bit early before your court hearing.
The daycare also gets support from another surprising source, people who serve on the jury.
Please raise your right hands.
When they come in to do their jury service, they're invited to donate their massive $10 a day to the daycare facility. And I am so impressed with the people that do that, because we get approximately $100,000 of our funding just from juror donations. And that is just so great.
I want thank you.
The daycare serves as many as 150 kids a month in Kent. Now there's a plan to bring these services closer to the county's Seattle courthouse, which handles even more cases. The location may be different, but the idea is the same, a place where kids can just be kids.